Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of AIM. Today I thought I'm going to continue on my beginner's guide to resin printing series. Now if you remember the last videos, and I have put a link up here, I was showing you how to use the Uniformation GKtwo printer. It's an 8K printer. If you want to get that for yourself, I have put a link down here in the video description. There's also a QR code you can scan. That'll take you straight to the Uniformation website. There is also an offer on to the end of November at the moment. But I was actually printing Talos, and this is the finished Talos model here, and all of this was done on that resin printer just there. But printing an item of resin printing is one thing, but how you treat it afterwards is the other thing, because once you've printed, you're going to need to wash it to get rid of any excess resin, and you're going to need to cure it. Today I'm going to show you all about how to wash your resin print. Now I think it's important to tell you where I come from, what I used to use to wash my resin prints. And basically I use this box here. Basically I created a file myself and printed this on a filament printer so that the top section here is the exact same size as the build plate on the Uniformation printer there. This is wet because I just got it in from outside because I'm not needing it anymore. What you do, lucky I've got one here ready to show you, is you take the build plate looking like this, and I would have put this over the top here, and it fits comfortably in there, just like that. I would have filled it up with isopropyl alcohol here, and then it was just a case of going like this and agitating it. Now you'd think that would do a really good job, and it did clean the prints, but nowhere near as good as they need to be. And the reason is, let me show you some of the problems that causes. Hopefully you can see this on the close-up camera, all the white marks around here, and on the back as well. Can you see those white marks in the crevices here? So even though it washed the resin off most of it, it didn't really do that good a job. Now this is the figurine that I'm actually printing now, but this one that I printed was actually far too small. That's why I'm not using this one. I've actually raised the size of this to make double the size for the model I'm going to print next, so I can demonstrate to you the new ultrasonic wash station and the cure station from the folks over at Uniformation. Now in today's video I'm going to show you the wash station, so let's bring it up here. And this is what this looks like. What an amazing machine. I'm going to show you all about this. This is the amazing Uniformation ultrasonic resin cleaner. It's 382mm by 202mm by 330mm. It can hold 6.5 litres of cleaning fluid and has a touchscreen to operate all functions of this. It comes with a convenient basket and also a sponge filter and a metal plate to support everything that's actually going into this machine. It also has a replacement sponge, and it does have a replacement top seal as well. So I will turn on the sonic cleaner in a second and show you how this works, but it does come with a cage which lowers into this section, and I will show you how all of that goes as well. But you can wash things like glasses, jewellery, pretty much anything you want in here, including water washable resin figures. You take them either off the build plate or keep them on the build plate, and I'll demonstrate that in a second as well. Put them in here, lower it into the sonic cleaner there, and it's going to clean them. But what happens if you've got resin print like I just showed you earlier on, which needs fully functional isopropyl alcohol? Well, this machine can do that as well, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a second as well. But let me just show you putting the machine together. So this is what the inside of the machine looks like. As you can see, we've got the plug in the back which aids to drain the liquid in here should we need to do a clean without turning it upside down. We've got a foam filtration pad to go down here, and then a metal tray which is going to fit on top of that. Now any things that we want to be cleaned we can actually put in with this cage which will fit down there, and then we can actually close this top and it will do its job. If we don't want to use this though, and we want to wash water washable prints, we can actually take the build plate and it fits perfectly in here just like that. Now for this to work we do need to have 7 litres of liquid in here to make sure that it goes all over those prints to give them a good clean. This is a game changer if you are using water washable prints. So what liquid do I put in here? Now I will put a warning down in the screen here. You do not want to put neat isopropyl alcohol, anything greater than 70%, in this machine. You will end up corroding the machine, but it's also a fire hazard. There is a chance it can explode, which you do not want to do. What I'm using is something called Ultrasonic Pro. This is in my Amazon store. You actually mix 1 part in 10 for this. So basically you make 1/10 of this, and then I filled mine up with distilled water and I put it in there. What I also do, just to add a little bit of isopropyl alcohol to this, but only 10% of it, I add some of this as well, because water washable resin prints will need this. So not a lot though, only 10%, because again, you do not want any fumes or any chance of this igniting. So I've actually mixed this up already in here. I'm going to be putting it into the ultrasonic cleaner. And there you go. So that's a mixture of 1 part isopropyl alcohol, 1 part concentrate, 8 parts distilled water. Now if you look at the back of the machine, we've got a couple of things. First off, we've got the power button and power down the bottom. We've got the drain hole here, and that drain hole does have a tap. If I turn that tap, then the liquid is going to start draining out the machine. And we've got a clip to actually put the hose in that I'm about to attach to that drain pipe. And this is what the drain pipe looks like here. This will just screw into here, but before I do that, we do have an O-ring to put in just into this section here. Get that pushed into place, and that's in nice and tight. And all I have to do is turn the tap there and drain the fluid out here. Now to keep that nice and tidy, I can clip this into this little part just like that. Let's plug the machine in and turn it on. So as you can see, the machine has turned on and it's set for 3 minutes. Now, if I was to press this button here, it will start doing the ultrasonic clean. If I want to change the times, I just basically press this settings button here and I can make it go down or up. I think 3 minutes is probably pretty much what the standard is, what we want to use. So I'll leave it at that. I can also change the seconds just by pressing the settings button again. That just means I now need something to clean. So remember, I'm going to show you 3 different ways of cleaning things. The first one I'm going to show you is how to clean jewellery. Now, I just so happen to have this spoon from 2013 that Mrs. Welder Waynes gave me. If I show you this on the camera, look how tarnished that is. Terrible. Okay, I've got the tray here. I'm just going to put the spoon in the tray and put this in the machine. That's just a case of dropping that in. Close the lid and press start. And basically it's doing what it's meant to do. So if I open this up, you might be able to see how that's working. It makes a little buzzing noise, but all that fizzing is coming from that spoon, and it's going to make it perfectly clear. Now if I had the build plate in this section here as well, it would be doing exactly the same thing to your resin prints. So I'm going to let that run its course and see how that looks. So that's now finished. Let's take this out here and I'll get a cloth on this and we'll see how this looks. Check that out. That was just 3 minutes, but that's looking absolutely brilliant. So that's what it can do with jewellery. Now obviously, if you had a water washable resin print in there, it would be doing exactly the same thing, getting in all the crevices, and it's going to make it nice and clean for you. But what happens if you haven't got a water washable resin print and you've got, like what I had on the build plate, a fully functional needing isopropyl alcohol print? Well, obviously this machine hasn't got the quantities of isopropyl alcohol in there that you need to clean it. So what do? We put it in a bag. Now Mrs. Welder Wayne sourced these bags for me because they're Ziploc bags. That's what we're going to need. And also at the bottom here, it has got a flat bottom. What I'm going to do is just put the 2 prints that I've printed out, which is the head and torso, in this bag. This is just looking like this, by the way. Get this in here. Perfect. As you can see on the side camera, they're in there. Now I'm going to actually put some isopropyl alcohol, 99.9%, into the top of the bag. And I want to make sure that this is submerged. Now the good thing about this is all the dirt that we get off of this and the resin won't be going into the machine. I'm going to put it through a filtration system and I can reuse this afterwards. I've actually put about 2 litres in here. Now I want to put the Ziploc bag up but leave a hole because I want to take this air out of here. Like this. That's perfect. And then put this into the basket. And hopefully you can see on the camera it fits lovely in there. I'm just making sure I've expelled all the air I can from this. So I've got all the air out of here. I'm going to put this into the sonic cleaner. Now while that's in there, it is your chance to expel any more air that you can see in there. The secret is to make sure that it is going to sit below the level line of the ultrasonic cleaner fluid we got in there. So basically, the isopropyl alcohol is now protected from the machine. Let's start this time for 4 minutes. So as you can see, I've started it running. Let's have a look inside. So what we're doing now is it's actually, you can see the bubbles coming up from the resin print there, with no danger of any fumes or anything coming from this sonic cleaner. Let's let that run its course. So we're over halfway through. Let's get everything ready to fish this out. I am preparing a funnel into my container here to recatch that isopropyl alcohol. And we're coming to the end. It will beep. Let's take this out. So I'm taking out the whole tray here. Just let that drain. And everything I need inside that. And look, it has discoloured the isopropyl alcohol, so it's done its job. What I'm going to do is just tip this liquid into the funnel. Simple as this. So let's take these out the bag and see how they look. And they look absolutely brilliant. Check that out. What I like about this is there's no sticky residues or anything. You can see that's done a complete thorough job of cleaning that, which is absolutely brilliant. So that's the torso I've been doing. Let me look at the head. And there's the head. And I am going to be putting this into the cure station, which you'll see in the next video. But both of those are absolutely thoroughly cleaned. It looks brilliant. I'll tell you what I like, that I can't feel any sticky residue, which I used to have in the old technique that I had. That is brilliant. So the only thing I'm going to do before they go into the cure station is take them off the supports there, but that's going to be cured in another video. What did you think of that? That's the first time I've actually seen that running, and as you probably noticed, I've taken my rings off because I want to clean my rings now, and I also want to clean Mrs. Welder Wayne's ring, which is absolutely brilliant. But this is making short work of a wash station, and obviously I haven't got like a stagnant IPA in my box that's been sitting there for months and causing a fire risk to the workshop. I don't want that anymore. It's in a nice sealed container anymore. But this is the Uniformation wash station, and again, if you want to get this for yourself, I have put a link in the video description, and there's a QR code on the screen there. You can get this for yourself. In fact, you can get the cure station, the printer, and the wash station all for one price as well, and still use that discount code. But I want to share my discoveries with yourself, so I hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.